Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live here on Behance. Make sure you're watching at be.net/live. That's where we live. That's our cave. I'm Kathleen and I'm here with Jax Jocson. Welcome back, Jax.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Happy to be here. This is our last stream of the day.
End of the week.
End of the week, yeah, and I've had so much fun with you guys.
Yeah, chat, thank you for being so awesome. What's up, Voodoo Val, Christina, hello. Yes, don't be on YouTube watching us. Come on over to Behance. It's a way to participate. This week, Jax is here working on some mobile illustrations as well as all the other guests that have shown their stuff previously this week. So we're going to jump into that soon, but I do want to let you all know that we want you to be participating and illustrating with us while Jax is working. And today's challenge is International Women's Day, which is today, incidentally. So you have an hour and a half until 4:30 is the deadline that you need to get those illustrations in by, and we would love it if you'd use the mobile apps. They're free. We got Photoshop Sketch, that's what Jax has been using. We got Illustrator Draw, that's what Rocky was using earlier. So check those out, they're free, and more info in the challenge tab above the chat pod. Also, we're going to be doing a giveaway in about an hour. Sneak peek, it sucks. They're amazing.
But with your pillow and your socks.
So cozy. Perfect Adobe Live watching. Adobe Live and chill. Just chilling with your socks and your pillow.
Love it.
Yeah, so maybe you can introduce yourself real quick to those who haven't met you yet.
Sure. My name is Jax. I am a concept artist and art director for film, games, VR. I've worked on a variety of projects, including advertising. Currently, I am working as a freelance artist, and I have participated in doing some of these lovely concepts for Vainglory, which is a MOBA on mobile. Check it out, guys, if you haven't already. We just released 5v5 mode.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
it's big.
Yeah, if you're into that, go download it. It's free to play.
Cool.
And you'll see you recognize a couple dragons on there.
The Black Claw, Ghost Wing. Very cool. And you're also an educator.
Yes, I am also an educator. I am debuting a new class this semester called Monsters vs. Mechs. Hello to any of my students out there if you are watching. Thank you very much. Chat at me. And very exciting. So the first half of the class, we concentrate on creature design. It's all a character design class, but the first half is creature design. We get to delve into that and the anatomy and how to tell a story. And then we design our own kaiju for the midterm. And then for the final, we design our own mech or exosuit that the player will wear or your opponent will wear if you are playing the kaiju. And you guys will face off.
Perfect.
So, super exciting.
Yeah, awesome. And then the last couple days you've been working on a couple different things. Maybe you can go through those real quick before you dive into what you're going to do today.
So, just touching base yesterday, I sketched this buttery beast man in here.
The butteriest.
So our theme yesterday was legendary beasts. So I went with the beast, meaning like from Beauty and the Beast. Kind of went with that. So wanted to get a bit of personality in there. You know, he's trying to be a good boy, but sometimes he's just not.
Sometimes it's just not. It's hard to be a good boy.
It's hard. It's hard. And then this was some of the initial playing around with the brushes that I made using traditional media. I can put this under here.
Yes.
Yes. So this is just some typing paper, printing paper on a metal clipboard, and then I was using a Copic marker, and I made some different swatches on here, and you can see I labeled them. And what I did is I took a picture and brought it into Adobe Capture, which is also a mobile app that you guys have, and made a brush in there. I imported it then to Photoshop. And then once I was in Photoshop, I was able to add some additional settings using the transfer tick box. If you guys poke in your Photoshop, you can look under brush settings and you'll have a whole bunch of different options in there. Transfer is key. That's how you can get extra tip settings.
Very cool.
I'll show that right there on my iPad. Tip settings.
That was the Xiaolong Bao?
Yes, this is my moist fine liner. And if you guys had been tuning in earlier, the history on these brushes is I love food and snacks. You know, it keeps me going. Honestly, yes, and butter. little Polydine in there.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But this is a moist fine liner, and I used the wet edges, which is a tick box also in brush settings. And so there is a method to my madness, because it was a moist fine liner, not just a dry fine liner. So I named it after soup dumplings, xiao long bao, for those that are familiar or go to dim sum.
Yum, or XLB for short.
That's right, the XLB brush. So I use that a lot for my drawing. My brushes are can be used cross-platform, meaning I can use the same brushes in Sketch and then use those same brushes in Photoshop. So awesome. I will talk about the availability of those brushes for you guys later.
Ooh, excitement.
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys where I took this demo from yesterday.
Yeah, cool.
So my professional opinion on this app is it's just a wonderful and robust way to draw on the go. It's basically a sketchbook plus, right? The strength of this program is that I can use the same tools, patterns, or any sort of reference that I have that's in my cloud, and I can just port it right over into my app and take it with me wherever, and have the same functionalities on my brushes. So, for instance, I would design this guy on the go and away from my desktop, and then once I get back home, I would bring that into my computer, and I can import that. If you hit this little button up here, oh sorry,
no, you're good. I jumped the gun.
You're too fast for me. On the iPad, I can instantly send this to my Behance gallery, and I can save it as a PSD, and it will preserve all my layers, which is another great pro of this program.
Right.
I can just save the image and then bring it into Photoshop, which is kind of what I did. So let's go hop over to the computer real quick.
Perfect.
So you can see here, yeah, all my library of brushes that were over here, the same ones that I'm using back and forth. And then what I have here is just sort of the grayscaled, finalized image. I cleaned it up a little bit on the line work. Let's zoom in.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get that, he's wearing his robe and there's a shirt under there, but he didn't button it. He's getting that
so fancy.
That bad boy appeal.
Yeah.
He got some bling on, maybe like a jade bracelet. I was looking at some John Leon Jerome paintings, and it's funny because I feel like humankind doesn't really change. A lot of his paintings are just, they're almost like really, really well done, slaved over Instagram snaps.
They are,
right? Because it's these bad boys, quote unquote, and they're just doing fabulous things. I mean, they're like posing instead of their cars, it's like they're tigers, and they got their swords and their sashes.
They're smizing.
Yeah, and I mean the characters that he has in his paintings are fabulous. So I was really inspired by that, and some of the robes and patterns from the Ottoman Empire. So
gotcha.
Just, pop that up real quick.
Lots of layers.
Yeah.
Your reference.
Here's my reference. Here it is.
There it is.
So there's the robe that inspired me to pop on him, and then there's some of the paintings of the fabulous characters that that he was painting. Look at that guy.
Wow. Just the movement too. That little foot popped up on the step.
Yeah, and then the embroidery is just so delicate. So when I take this into color later, I can even pop this back into a Photoshop file, put it on the cloud, download it again onto my iPad, and then do different color variations away from my desktop, take it wherever.
Gotcha. And you can move your computer closer if you need to.
Yeah, sure.
Let's bring it on in.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. So, let me just show you guys how I did that real quick.
Ooh.
I did a little time-lapse video for y'all.
Using OBS, I'm guessing?
Camtasia for this one.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
And so you can see underneath is the original sketch from Adobe Sketch app.
Gotcha. And you're flipping it horizontally?
Yeah.
Vertically?
That helps me make sure that the face isn't wonky on one side a lot, and then sometimes when I'm laying in the pose, since I'm very close to the iPad, sometimes the feet get scrunched or the perspective's a little off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see his face change. It's already changed twice.
Yeah, I think when I was drawing on the iPad, he was looking a little cute, like
He was cute.
like Justin Bieber kind of cute, and I think I wanted to go more like maybe more like Heath Ledger, a little bit more structure to his face, and
Gotcha.
so that's what I was drawing in there.
Mm-hmm. And where you're looking at reference of an actual face at this point, nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. And this is a good time to let you all know, or if you're new, that we are challenging you to also be illustrating with Jax while she is working today. So the challenge
Draw with
today,
me.
Please do. It's so much more fun when you have a group to draw together. The challenge is International Women's Day, because that is today. And Jax is going to be working on something along those lines, and you should be too. You can download these apps for free. You could take them into Photoshop just like Jax did and is showing right now. And you have until 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So it's a little over an hour 20 minutes-ish to get those in. We already have some submissions, so I'm excited to see what you all send over our way.
That's great. I saw a good question pop up on the chat. Somebody asked me about art blocks.
Ooh.
So for art blocks, I would say try to refresh yourself. You know, you may be tired, like physically, mentally, spiritually, in like an art way. So take a break and go take a walk outside. Nature's super inspiring, and also go to a museum. Your local museum will probably be chock full of inspiration. So just refuel yourself.
Yeah, I think acknowledging that you're feeling like I'm not feeling creative right now and not trying to just brute force your way through that, it's not always necessary.
That's right.
Take a step away. It's okay. No one's gonna tell on you.
Yeah, and it's totally okay to take a break. I mean, whether that break is like an actual vacation, like a couple weeks, or you know, like watch something on Netflix. Yeah.
Or a couple of things on that.
Or a couple things on that, you know, just like binge watch some few series.
Yeah, a few.
You'll get inspired.
True. Very true. Do some fan art.
Turn on Siri somehow.
She heard you. Yeah. What's up? So if you have any questions for Jax, please go ahead and ask them. This is the last stream of the week, of the day, and that also is an incentive for you to get your challenge submissions in, because after this, we're gone until next Tuesday.
That's it. An entire weekend without Adobe Live.
That's an entire weekend to watch the replays of all the streams that you missed on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel.
That's right. So playing in the background, if you guys just popped in, is the workflow where I brought in my Adobe Sketch app image, exported it, and popped it into Photoshop. And then in Photoshop, I refined my line and my character, and I'm dressing him up here like my little Kindle.
I like how you're building this necklace.
Oh yeah, thanks. This is a trick I sort of learned on production, because it's like I don't have time to draw no artisanal jade beads on him. So you can see off to the side, I drew some just a little segment of it, and then since it's a repeating pattern, I just copy pasted that. And I did the same thing with the lace
I was wondering
on his robe that he has taken off.
He's in the middle.
Yeah, he's in the middle. So I did that. I just copy pasted them and then just transformed them into perspective to get that that open ottoman robe feeling.
Yeah, and I think that's something that trips me up sometimes, is if I'm painting or drawing in Photoshop, I feel like I have to do it as if I was doing it on paper, aka draw every single thing, but Photoshop is photo manipulation, so you can also do what Jax did and really speed up your workflow.
Yeah, and then another thing that I also suggest to people is if you're having trouble with outfits or clothing, look at history, not just art history, like I had looked at John Jerome paintings. Make sure that you're looking, like I said, I looked at the Ottoman Empire, the kinds of things that people have worn throughout history. And especially in the moments where you can see a lot of trade coming in from somewhere else, because then that's where like you get these fusion outfits.
Right, it's like a fusion bistro.
Yeah, so you know, there's a lot of inspiration that can be taken from history.
Yeah, I love that. And it gives a little bit of grounding to the whole image.
Exactly, Kathleen.
A little bit of reference.
So that's that. And then I think let's pop back over to the iPad. And what I'm going to show you guys today
is magic. She has some magic tricks.
I was thinking about what I should draw for International Women's Day. You know, there's so many things could do, but I'm gonna keep it in the character design category. So
Cool.
all you guys with character design questions out there, please, you know, chat me up here. That's what I am here for.
Very cool.
I'm gonna draw a little harpy.
Ooh, I love harpies.
So she's a lady, but she's also a beast.
Yeah, she's not nice, but that's okay. She doesn't have to be.
Maybe if you give her snacks.
Yeah, or like a human sacrifice or
A
something.
human, yeah, something like that. So,
Who knows?
all right.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Ask
I was
the
just gonna
question
say,
after.
for those of you that are curious of why my pen is much thicker than maybe some of the other demo artists that were up here, is I have a Xylus. It's like a metal armor for my pen, but inside is just the same old Apple pen that everybody else is using, and it just has a nice little cap keeper, because I know I will lose that if it's not attached.
Right.
And then it's also retractable. I'm just spinning the top here, and then that will also protect the tip. I'm very hard on my electronics, so everything needs to be armored plus
Yes.
20.
Yeah, including your iPad.
Including my iPad. You'll see like it has like the whatever.
And your watch.
Military
That's
grade.
right.
Oh yeah, even my watch is like, 'cause like I just did, just gesturing wildly. Can't stop me.
Oh, man. So Vincent was wondering about maybe amping up some of his skills. So he says lines are a weakness of his. He has, he definitely knows how to do color and value, but for lines, he tends to find a model, imports it, adds a layer, and then gets his lines that way, like almost tracing a model. He's wondering, is that cheating, or how do you feel about that?
Definitely not cheating. I would say you are being efficient in your production pipeline.
I love it.
And that's all. Time is money, and both you and your client have a limited amount of both. Deadlines are always the bane of us all. So I would say no, it's not cheating, but I would say that definitely practice drawing the human form over and over again.
Right.
I'm sure somewhere like maybe a local community college will have life drawing sessions, or if you have an atelier near you.
Yeah, I totally agree that it's okay to admit that some of your skills aren't super strong and you have workarounds for them when you need them, but I think you should always try and strengthen them a little bit. And I know you can do it. Was that Vincent? Yeah, you can do it, Vincent. I believe in you.
Yeah, and you know, admitting you have a problem is the first step to solving your problems, right?
Problem.
So if you're like, hey, life drawing and drawing the human body just isn't my strength, now that you've identified it, you can go work on that.
Totally. And also, Vincent, maybe you're not such a strong drawer. You're more of a painter, like laying down shapes instead of drawing with lines. You could try that, because you said you have value and color down perfectly. So that's awesome. And let me know how you got perfect at value and color, because that's a feat.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you're inspired by a real life animal for this.
Yeah, so over here on my laptop, I have the Quetzalcoatl bird. It's a Mexican bird. And what I really like about this guy is she has just awesome feathers.
Yeah, long tail.
Long tail, and then I'm really liking the striking color pattern of this bird. Very graphic. So,
Yes.
like I was saying earlier, how nature is such an inspiration. You know, even if I can't take a trip to Mexico right now to see this bird in person.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, but you know, the internet connects us all, and there's a
Love
lot.
its hair.
Yeah, like the hair's already there, so I can already see this as a character. You know, she's like tough but pretty.
Yeah.
You know, she's got it going on.
She got the job done. Nancy says, it's so cute. Cute but dangerous.
Yes.
Coco's wondering if you have any tips for facial expressions and building them realistically.
Yeah. Take a lot of pictures of yourself.
Have a mirror on your desk.
Yeah, a mirror. Animators, especially at Disney, if you watch any of the documentaries, they always have a mirror next to them.
Oh, yeah.
And even the concept art team for Marvel, like, you know, will take reference pictures of each other and stuff like
In
that.
crazy poses.
Crazy poses. So, like, I think I have, what do you call the the app for the webcam on the iMac. It's like Photo Booth or something.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just like use Photo Booth, and
Me
then there's
too.
like all these ridiculous, like I'm doing ridiculous things there, right? So you can tell whatever kind of project I was doing depending on like the kinds of selfies that are in there. It's like, oh, she was drawing wizards, she's doing wand things, right? Or like
Wand things.
yeah, or like if I'm like crouched on a chair, it's like she was obviously drawing some sort of beast.
Right. That's awesome. I think that's great. Great tip. There's no better way to learn about facial expressions than
From yourself.
yeah. You can make some crazy ones.
And then you'll know exactly what it feels like too.
Right. I think that's also a thing. Like you can feel your face change, and it's not just for your facial expressions, but you can contort your body, and you kind of get a feeling for how it works. I'm so inspired right now to like do some life drawing. It sounds so fun.
Yeah.
And any other questions? Because these are good ones. I know someone earlier was wondering if you could remind them what the school was that you taught at the moment.
Oh, the school I teach at right now is called Academy of Art University. I teach in San Francisco, both online classes and in-person classes.
Nice.
So you guys can check that out. There's a whole bunch of locations around the city, but I am in the game department. So game art is my forte.
Gotcha. Rohan's wondering, by the way, he says hello from New Zealand.
Hello.
Are there any good places to learn about character design, and where are good places to learn about concept art? Right here, Rohan.
Yeah, right here, right now. So, ask away while we're live. But there are so many schools out there. Like I said, the internet connects us all. So there's a lot of online education happening right now, and you can even purchase courses from artists themselves. In this day of self-publishing, a lot of people have their own live streams or their own channels, and you can learn a lot that way. So find how I learned about concept art was internet. And there was a forum a long time ago called conceptart.org, and I saw a lot of the art. I was like, what are these people doing? It's like magic. I didn't know what they were doing. And so until I delved deeper and I made the connection, I think yesterday I was watching Jurassic Park as a kid, and I was like, somebody drew these things. Wait, somebody's sitting around drawing dragons, and my mind was just like blown, and I think I just sat there for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, so, it could be you. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Totally. And I think that you gave some free resources yesterday, like the Loomis PDFs, where you can buy them. Whatever.
Yeah, Loomis has some great books. That's Loomis, Andrew Loomis, and he has those PDFs. Well, somebody put those PDFs on the internet.
Somebody did it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Check it out, and I would also highly recommend Drawing Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee. That book is immensely helpful in terms of just getting your foundations there. And that's the most important thing, I think. Because
I agree.
You can get that down. Everything else is frosting.
Yeah, and a lot of these crazy creatures are just conglomerates of a humanoid shape, an animal shape, putting things together that weren't previously together. So if you have the fundamentals down, you should be able to do whatever you want.
Right. And a lot of drawing from life, too.
Yes, definitely. Madison says, a thing that helped me most with faces and expressions was taking makeup classes for stage production.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it, too.
Yeah, right. I know that they'll paint your face in a way to accentuate or like make you look older by painting wrinkles, and I feel like that would be really helpful. That's awesome, Madison. Leon says, I'm an illustration major in college. Is it worth it to transfer to your school because we don't have any majors in the game industry if I want to do concept art?
On transferring. So it depends what your situation is. Like, I don't know the specifics of maybe how you are funding your education. Like for myself, like it was more financially sound for me to continue my education and just finish it. But I will tell you what, no one has asked me, hey, what degree do you have? It's not a thing. Like, people don't care what kind of degree you have as long as you can do the work.
Especially in this field.
And yeah, especially in a creative field. So they want to see your work, obviously. They want to know that you're not a jerk and that you arrive on time and deliver on time. that's really the three things that you have to do.
Right, and Leon, I can speak as an illustration major. A lot of my fellow majorees, or cohort, I guess, they were focusing on concept art within the illustration major. They kind of built their projects in such a way that made that viable. They also took part in other majors, and maybe there was an animation that needed help doing concept art. So they would kind of inject themselves into animation classes and do these films. And I think it totally has to do with your school, Leon, and if you're happy with the coursework and if you think you can make it work for you.
Yeah, when you're out of school, you are the client. So remember that you're paying for something. So take that into your hands and let them know whether they're doing a good job or not doing a good job. Over at USC, where I had my grad degree, I was not pleased. Myself and my graduating class was not pleased. And one of my good friends, Elise Kelly, who's now doing a lot of the films for ALCU, I believe. Yeah. She's doing a lot of those films and those animations. They created their own, or we created our own student body government, and we were able to make changes. Like, we didn't unfortunately maybe cash in on some of those changes that happened, because it just gets better when you leave, right? So, but at least we left the place in better hands than when it was there. And now they do have a concept art program, and and they do have ZBrush and Cintiq Lab and all these resources there now, because we made the changes that we wanted to see.
That's awesome. And Jet Landis in chat says, I majored in illustration also, and he works in the game industry.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. And there's a lot of crossover. Some of the work that you saw there, not just in my work, but other concept artists' work. Illustration is definitely a skill you need to have. Making something appealing and being able to sell it, that's our job. Trafficking human emotion.
Having trafficking and human in the same sentence, I'm like, what are you about to say,
What is
Jax?
she saying? No. Concept art related.
Yes. Oh, sorry, Jet Landis is a she. My bad, Jet Landis. Noelle says, skills are the new diploma. In a lot of ways.
It is.
And like I said, specifically, in my experience in the concept art world, I feel like that's a huge truth. It's kind of cool. It's like, if you can sit in your apartment and grind out your skills for 5 years instead of going to school, it's like just as valuable.
Exactly. And another thing when you're in school is, remember, you're leasing your instructor's eyeballs. That's what I'm always telling my students. I'm like, you're leasing my eyeballs, but that's only one set of eyeballs. So the more importantly, you were leasing your classmates' eyeballs that are there learning with you. So if one of you gets better by 1%, everyone gets better by like a 0.00 something percent.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. So then if everyone as a class grows, then everyone benefits. So.
Agreed. So cool. And it's really cool to move through the beginning of your career and moving deeper into it, watching your former classmates kind of diverge into different worlds and seeing them be successful. Love that. And I love, is that some eyeshadow she's got going on?
Yeah, I'm thinking the graphicness of this very beautiful Mexican bird, I'm going to bring it into my design.
Love it. I'm wondering, Jet Landis, what do you do in the game industry? What part of the pipeline do you reside within? And we're about 30 minutes into the stream, which means we have 30 minutes until we're going to be doing our lovely sock giveaway. Best gift of the week, I think. So the first day we give away Photoshop pillows. Second day, Illustrator pillows. Today, Adobe socks. They're actually really soft and good quality. I'm modeling them on my arm.
You need like a helper?
Yeah.
Like your sock puppet.
That's the hovering art director.
Hovering art director. Oh no. And then have you seen that gif with the somebody like has a toilet in 3D, and then there's a hovering art director, and they're like motioning, move it this way, and they move it like 3 pixels, and he's like, no, this way.
No.
But it's a 3D toilet. It's really funny.
I love that.
Hits me right in the feels.
Yes. We get it, don't we? Yeah, we do. There's actually a little like action figure that is a hovering art director that we might have somewhere here, and you ask him a question like, what do you think about this? And he'll be like, it looks too designy. And he has a terrible accent. Make it more blue.
Make it more BA. I don't, can I say that on here?
Yeah, there you go. Make it cooler.
Yeah, just make it edgier.
Yes.
Like, my face is just, what does that
You're
mean?
like, literally?
I'm like, okay.
Put more edges? Make them sharper. Cool. Cedric says, my art director just said, I like where this is going, but let's just start over. Yeah. Sorry, Cedric.
So one of my first very memorable projects I was on is Capcom's Lost Planet 3. And my art director there, Daniel Kabuko, very talented guy. He was playing a joke on me because it was my first week, and I was like just trying to do a really good job.
He was hazing you.
And yeah, he totally was, but like I just took him too seriously. I was drawing these icy variations on pipes that were supposed to dress up a level environmentally for a dungeon, and different kinds of ice that we could put on the pipes. And he walked by, and I was like, hey, it was called like Icy Pipes Final.
Not final.
It was like called like the file already was called Final. And he was like, I was like, hey, did you see my file? I messaged it to you. And then he's like, oh yeah, looks great start. Take it to finish. And then I was like, take it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, oh, we're going to lunch. Bye. And then he left for lunch, and I was like, oh my god, I want them to be good. So like I went back to my desk and like didn't go to lunch and was like just trying to finish them. It's okay. I learned a lot. And he came back and he's like, where were you? Why didn't you come to pho? I was like, you told me to take it to finish.
Evil.
It was so funny.
You learned.
He's a trickster.
Sounds like it. Daniel is wondering, how long have you been drawing? Like since you were little?
Yeah, since I was a kid. Since I could like hold a crayon and then just like put it on the wall. And then my mom's like, no!
And you're like, yes, it's a dragon.
Paper! And the endless supplies of paper. My favorite is when I was a child, the paper that had the little holes on the side for the dot matrix printers. And then you could just do these like murals.
Big old,
Yeah, or make your own book.
Definitely. That's awesome. My parents were both elementary school teachers, so our basement was just filled with like paper
You had
and
so much
pencils.
supplies, I bet.
I would just live down there and be like, all the markers. That's probably why I work the way I do now, with like a million markers and colored pencils. Just live in a little dragon pile. It's my hoard.
Your hoard.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my markers.
Rohan says, I kind of regret not going to art school. Why is that, Rohan? The opportunities that you may or may not have had there. But I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, there's so many resources out there, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah, I've often felt like I kind of regret going to art school, but I also don't regret it. I think either side of the table you're on, you'll feel the same way.
Well, yeah, the grass is always greener, right? And you're not, you don't know what you're missing unless you've missed it. But then if you already have it, you're like, well, but then what about that other thing?
Exactly. And
what about not having it?
Yeah, it could have been better. I'll never know. FOMO. I feel like after art school is when I met a lot of artists that didn't go to art school. Before that, everyone that I met was going through the same thing I was, so I didn't even really think about it like an option. Val is wondering, what bird did you say that you're using for inspiration?
Quetzalcoatl. So it's Q-U-E, T as in Thomas, Z as in zebra, A as in apple, and L as in loris.
Loris.
Slow loris.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
what I was thinking about.
Nice. Jim says he regrets the student loans, but enjoyed the experience.
I think that's many people, right?
Comment. Rohan says, I regret it because it's one of my passions. He studied IT, but it's not as into it as much. So he would have really loved to work on something that he loved to do.
Ah,
And it might have pushed him to improve.
I got you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's going to be different for everybody. Oh. And it really is about the kinds of people that you meet, because those are the people that that you're going to get work from. It's network building.
Yeah.
If you go to school somewhere, you have a built-in network of your classmates, and then the students that are graduating, and then the students that are up and coming. So like I said, if somebody gets an opportunity, everyone has gotten an opportunity in a sense, because you are connected with each other.
Right.
By less than, what's the rule, 6 degrees or something?
Yeah, of separation.
6 degrees of separation, yeah.
Right. It's true. I never really thought about it that way. You have an automatic network. It's like on LinkedIn. Like you're automatically only one connection away from them.
Mm-hmm. And then you have like your tier 1, which is the people you're actually connected to. Mm-hmm. And then like your friends are kind of now my connections as well,
right.
Because I've made that connection.
It's crazy how things happen like that. It really is. Vincent says he paints and draws to avoid his computer science stuff. His day job is a lead engineer at a particle accelerator. Drawing is his escape.
Whoa!
Sounds like an escape for sure.
Particle accelerator.
Different worlds.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, tell us about it, Vincent. If you can, unless it's a big secret.
Yeah, if it's NDA, don't worry about it. Like we don't.
Tell us later. So I see you've gone in with kind of a rougher sketch, and now you're going in with more final lines.
Yeah, I'm gonna do just a very similar process that I did with the Beast, where I sort of did a rough sketch and then cleaning it up with lines. This is the same brush, the XLB or the Xiaolong Bao brush. Mm-hmm. Again, guys, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, the Facebook, whatever it is that you want. My name on there is the exact same. It's Jax Jocson. You can catch me on my website as well, and I will put links for these brushes.
Ooh!
And there will also be a special code for those as a thank you for those of you guys who are participating and following and watching.
Heck yeah, Jax, that's awesome. Chat, you better take advantage. We were talking about networks and
that's right.
The pros and cons of those, and you just got a pro tip from a pro.
Yeah.
Vincent says, they took away my keys to the giant laser after the incident.
The incident.
Vincent, tell us more. We need to make art about this. People are wondering if they can get superpowers from Vincent because he apparently works in a secret laboratory. Yes, everybody go follow Jax on her multiple social media platforms. You said that you use ArtStation.
Yes, ArtStation and Behance, Twitter, Instagram. I would say Facebook I'm probably the least active on. Maybe I should like switch it around or whatever, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Facebook for like an artist page. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I just never, I don't know how to be successful on that platform, really. Maybe it's just because I've always had it just for my friends and family.
Right, yeah. I think it's a good social platform, but I don't know, like, business-wise for art, like you say, if it's really that good. And they're changing the algorithm a lot.
Aren't they always?
Yeah, and so, like, I can never figure quite what's, like, I'm like, what are you guys doing? You just want my money so you can, like, promote something.
You want to have the rights to my artwork?
Yeah.
No. Lindsay says, I'm already following your Instagram, and it is wonderful.
Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Everyone go check it out. Give her some follows. Didn't we reach your 1,000th follower?
I think somebody so kindly was like, I'm your 1,000th, so that's so nice.
Cool. Love that. Tom says social media can be a second or third career if you're not careful.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait, do I put all the same things on everything?
Yeah.
How do I do this?
Definitely takes some thought and some keeping up with. It's like housework, doing chores every day. Not fun.
I know. I'm like, isn't the internet supposed to be fun?
I know. Isn't this supposed to be a playground?
Look, am I using the right hashtags?
No, you never are.
What's happening?
Chat, we have some awesome submissions coming in. I'm so excited to show you. So I think that what we usually do is after the giveaway, which will be in about 20 minutes, we'll look through the first batch of submissions for the challenge, just to help everyone stay inspired, give some ideas if you haven't started on the challenge yet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, today's challenge is International Women's Day. We want you to create an illustration based off of that, and feel free to use the mobile apps. Jax is using Photoshop Sketch, which is a really powerful little sketchbook that you can use in on your mobile devices. It could be a tablet or a smartphone. Android and Apple are included. Or you could use the desktop versions of Illustrator and Photoshop. Tim's wondering, do you use any other styli besides the Apple Pen?
Yeah, I use the Wacom Pro Pen with my Cintiq 22-inch. And then if I'm on, if I need to take my Cintiq on the go, I have a 13-inch as well, and the Pro Pen works on both models.
Nice. Gotcha. And he's also wondering, do any other styli work with Sketch besides the Apple Pen? I believe you can pair Bluetooth pens with your iPad, but it won't have the exact same attributes as the Apple Pencil.
Right.
And Apple Pencil is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I've been very happy with it, and this case, it helps me press I don't have to press as hard with it because gravity's doing a lot of the work, so I can just let the pen touch the page, and then I'm just using pressure with my arm, and it doesn't get so tired.
Yeah.
Without the case, I was getting gamer thumb. I was getting like Nintendo thumb from it.
Yeah.
I was like,
hurts. I know, after a while of drawing, I usually my shoulder hurts, my hands all clenched up, and I'm like, why do I feel like I need to hold this so tight? It's not going anywhere. It's crazy, but I also,
draw harder.
I have a lot of pressure on myself when I'm drawing to draw faster, and I don't know why. Like, no one's telling me to be quicker, be more quick. Oh, Cedric says Adonit also makes great ones for the iPad. Yep. Yeah, back in the days of Ink, which was Adobe's kind of hardware stylus, Adonit was the hardware partner for that.
Oh, is that the one with the disc? Had a little round disc on it?
They do. Adonit does have one like that. Yeah, I tried that one also. So you're taking down that opacity.
Yeah, my initial sketch
sketch
layer, yeah. And then I'm turning that down so then I can build this one up and it'll look a little bit darker.
Gotcha. Rohan says he doesn't like doing hashtags because he feels like he has to explain the whole illustration. Yeah, it can be tough.
Yeah. And I usually do them as a comment just so it doesn't like clutter the initial post, because with Instagram you see the entire thing.
Right, I'll try and do it like lower so you're not initially bombarded with it. But instead of explaining kind of what's in the illustration, sometimes I'll just hashtag it towards groups of people that I think would be interested in seeing it. Like if there are online communities that you know of or you can find, instead of like cat, if it's a cat illustration, you know.
Do you at them or do you just hashtag?
Just hashtag.
Just hashtag,
yeah. Or at, hey, what's up? Look at my work. Yeah, Voodoo Val's right. There's only one more challenge deadline for this week. It is at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Get those submissions in, because if you don't, we won't be able to see them, and you won't be able to have your work shared with everyone live on air. Thomas is freaking out the fact that you met Stan Lee on your Instagram.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to work with him, and we were coming up with new IP ideas, so it was very exciting.
Ooh.
So talk about, I think yesterday somebody was like, what was one of the most challenging kinds of things? I think putting together pitches from a natively non-English speaking team, and then putting all of those together and then presenting them to Stan Lee. It was probably up there. I was like, okay,
Oof.
I got this.
She can do it. So where was the team initially from?
I think a lot of them were from China or
Gotcha.
other parts of Asia. International team.
Man, that is tough.
Yeah. But it was a very, very educational and thrilling experience.
Terrifying experience. Man, yeah, Adobe Live, you must sign in if you would like to participate in the giveaway we have in about 15 minutes. We'll be giving away Adobe socks. They're lovely, they're stretchy, they smell good right now. Who can say in the future? Yeah, socks. If you were watching earlier, you saw me using it as a sock puppet. It's very realistic. But yeah, log in on behance.be.net/live. You can use your Adobe ID if you have made one previously. And if you haven't, go ahead and make one. It takes like 30 seconds. And then you will have access to, if you have a CC subscription, it'll be your CC library, Behance, all kinds of things. You can click on each other's faces and go comment on each other's Behance portfolios. I love seeing all of your work in chat. So inspiring.
Somebody commented, I need socks because I'm always have permanently cold feet. In there, Lindsay.
I feel you, Lindsay.
I used to do this terrible thing. I don't do it anymore.
Uh-oh.
Where like your MacBook charger, because it gets warm,
You
I would
put your
totally
feet
put
on
my
it?
feet on
Me
it.
too.
I'm like, I feel like I'm probably not supposed to do this.
Oh my gosh, I do that too. Or I'll put it like under the blanket. Bye, Rufus. Rufus out.
Bye.
And Kyle out. Yeah, I am also perpetually cold, but now I have a fuzzy dog. And I'm like, come here, sit down.
That's what they're for.
It is. I have treats. Sit on my feet. It's awesome. Everyone's excited about the socks. Yes. Rohan, no one's gonna model these socks. Unless you want sock puppet. Already did that. Rohan says, doesn't everyone do that with the laptop charger? Okay, glad we're not the only ones.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad I'm not just outing myself and everyone's like, Jax, why would you do that? It's so dangerous.
Is it? Maybe. Rasim is wondering, how do you decide about the colors that you're going to use in a design?
Oh, so can we pop back over to the laptop real quick?
Sure.
I have a lot of the colors. Nature's already done all the hard work for me.
Very true.
When I'm designing for creatures and characters, I look at what's already been out there. I know earlier we had talked about art history, so in terms of costume, think about the era, the feeling of the era that you want to portray. Something from, I don't know, England 1800s is going to be very different than like South America 1800s. So think about the history of your character that you want your audience to understand. So form follows function. In this character, I want her to be a very loud color. She's very flashy, and so I'm basing her on the Quetzalcoatl bird from Mexico here. And it also has a very fabulous tail. So I'm pretty
So
much,
fabulous.
Yeah, it's great, and I'm pretty much going to follow the color pattern that the bird already has in there. Not deviate too much for it because it's really graphic, but I will, however, I think just cater it more in the greens rather than blues. There might be a little bit of blue along her back, like in her crest and going down to her tail, and that'll just be to direct the eye, not necessarily anything about her character.
Gotcha. So for this in your portfolio, for example, how would you choose the colors for something that's not really representational?
Oh, so for this one, this is a scarf skin for this was for Chinese New Year, and
cool.
So with her, we wanted her to look like one of those reticulated koi fish. Those good luck charms. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so when she's going down the lane in Vainglory, each of the little segments sort of glistens. What I really enjoy about the game is the visuals are so touchable looking. So because it's on touch, it's a MOBA for mobile, you want that feeling of like, oh, I could reach out and pet her.
Right. And I see even right here you have some sort of inspiration.
Yeah, I was looking at a lot of kites, a lot of dragon kites and that sort of thing to inspire me for her wings.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there's always some sort of inspiration when it comes to the color and the form.
Exactly, and like you had mentioned earlier on basing things in reality, it gives it a sense of grounding. And it looks familiar because it looks like something we've seen before.
Right. Yeah, it's more believable that way. You're almost doing yourself a service, making it easier for the viewer to believe in what you're doing. Good talk. Good talk. I like that. Claudia says, I love the colors.
Thank
And
you.
those scarves, they're super nice. Jan Eric says, I'm working on my submission. It's a dedication to Women's Day in, Raiji Matsumoto's style. Very cool, Jan Eric. I can't wait to see that. Some old school anime.
Nice.
Christina says, it's almost midnight here, but I won't stop watching.
Thanks for joining us and burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, it's after midnight, and she doesn't want to stop watching. Good, Christina. I'm glad that you're here. It is the last stream, so maybe it is worth staying up a little bit later to end out the day with us. If you are interested in coming back for future streams, viewers out there, we do have XD next week. If you're interested in something much different than mobile illustration, we'll be demoing Adobe XD, some prototyping, UI design, UX, all of those good things. And we'll have some awesome people from Adobe and also designers from the community. Excited to see.
That's great.
It's a skill that I do not have, so I can definitely learn a lot. Rasim says that they pick most of their colors from nature too, so it's great.
Yeah.
Oh no, Siraj says it's almost morning here. My eyes are burning. Siraj, do we need to have a talk?
TV time is limited to 2 hours
Yes.
a day
Right.
on school nights.
Give your eyes a break. Mikkel says, night shift, it's almost 1 a.m. in Denmark.
My goodness.
Mikkel, thanks for being here.
Yeah, that's some dedication.
Gotta take care of yourselves. We'll always be here in the replays. If you're interested in going to sleep and watching when you wake up, we're on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. And it's really cool because right after this stream, it will be there for you to watch. It's pretty much instant. Go over there. You can rewatch any of Jax's crazy workflows that maybe you didn't catch initially. You can watch and rewatch those. Buddhaval's like, yes, Mom. Okay. You say so.
For those of you that need to go to bed because you have been dedicated Adobe Live watchers, the code that I will have for you guys is called Butter Pause. That's
Butter Pause.
Butter Pause. That's one word. Pause, like pause on a dog or a beast. So that's Butter Pause, and it's all lowercase.
Cool.
And that's for you guys, and there's going to be that's going to have a limited amount. So just follow me on Instagram, Twitter. That's Jax Jocson, my name. It's down there. Jax Jocson. Give me a follow, and then once the link is up, go in there and put Butter Paws, and you'll be able to get some brushes.
Woo! I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I also need to get my Butter Paws on an iPad Pro.
Yes, right.
Butter Paws, I love that.
Yeah, I've noticed a big difference. No, well, not big, but for an artist, you and I will notice it. And any of you guys out there that are thinking of getting an iPad Pro, the iPad Pro 1 versus the iPad Pro 2, there is a bit of a lag on mine.
Right.
I have the 1.
It's working a little bit harder.
Yeah.
They're always coming out with all this new hardware.
I know. I'm like, no, stop. I just got one. Now I have the tech jellies.
Rohan says, Jax is the best. Thanks for giving us Butter
Thanks,
Paws.
Rohan.
Yeah.
No, you're the best.
No, you. Jonathan says, Butter Paws. Of course, it's food and animals. The two things that Jax indulges in.
It is, Jonathan. You know me well.
Simple woman. Food and animals.
Hey, I don't like to be complicated. It's not good for me. It's not good for you.
True that. Keep your monsters complicated.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's awesome. What's up, Munir? Thank you for being here in chat. It's almost midnight. You can't stop watching. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Got about 6 minutes until we're going to be doing this giveaway of these awesome socks that can keep you warm while you burn the midnight oil, as Jax said. One lucky winner will win those, and the way that you enter is you are logged in on Behance, be.net/live, best place to watch. Log in with your Adobe ID. You can make one really quick. I know somebody in one of the streams made one, and they logged in real quick, and I was like, yes, They're listening. They're doing it.
Follows directions.
Yeah, you win. Just
A
kidding.
plus.
I don't think they won, but I'm so glad that they did it. But that is how you'll be entered to win the giveaway. We'll get the hype going when it's time, and one lucky random winner.
Socks hype.
Mm-hmm. The prize, virtual hugs. That can also be part of the prize. Mm-hmm. Buttery paw hugs. Get your butter paws off me.
That's right.
Ooh, Val says that she has the newer iPad Pro and it's like having a weightless Cintiq.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's some people that have suggested to me there's an AstroPad. Has guys out there, have you used AstroPad? One of my students had told me about it and how you can hook up your hook up your iPad to be used as a Cintiq for your MacBook Pro.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really nice, especially with the iPad. I know that AstroPad existed, or especially with the iPad Pro. It's existed since before then, and it was like, okay, I'll use it with my normal iPad, and the stylus isn't that great. But now, it's amazing.
Butter beans.
Butter beans, butter paws, butter beer.
That's right. You know what? I was looking up, I was like, how do they make it taste so good from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
It's condensed milk.
Aww.
That's
yeah.
like the bane of my existence.
Dang it.
I love condensed milk. It tastes so good.
It does taste so good, but it hurts your body sometimes.
I know.
Ryan is currently using AstroPad. Lindsay uses it. Awesome.
Yeah, how did you like
Claudia.
have any hiccups when you were using it? Like, how did you guys like it? Did it feel what does it feel like? Like a graphite, a bamboo, or
Yeah.
like maybe an older Cintiq?
Yeah, give us a scoop. Please, we're asking you.
Yeah.
What's up, Jose? He's back from his errands and he's so tired.
Thanks, Jose. What'd you do?
Yeah, right? Do some laundry maybe? Let us know. Rohan says, I make homebrew. I need to try with condensed milk, also the bane of my existence.
Good.
You make homebrew butterbeer? Is that a thing?
That sounds good. My grandma as a snack when I would come home from school, she'd make me like there's these small, I guess you would say dinner rolls, pan de sal, I guess would be the equivalent. And she would cut them in half, toast them, but then put condensed milk on them, and in the toaster oven it would like caramelize.
Ooh.
So good.
Yum. I didn't like grow up with condensed milk, and now that I know it's a thing, I'm like, please, can I have some more?
Stay away from me.
Coconut cream is my press.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, coconut cream. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, Ryan, condensed milk and coffee is so good. Isn't that Vietnamese coffee?
Vietnamese coffee, right? That slow,
Yum, yum,
slow
yum, yum.
brew.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh man.
Oh, Leanna makes kombucha. Nice. With the mother, the SCOBY. So cool. So Ryan says about AstroPad, it's pretty good. A slight lag if you do not have the upgraded version. He likes it because it's a good alternative to a Cintiq. Yeah, especially if you already have an iPad.
Cool. That's good.
Maybe I'll try it out once I get an iPad Pro.
Yeah. And then like, do I get the big one or do I keep it small? Like as a lady artist, do you want to be able to have all the purse options?
The purse options.
It's important, right?
Yeah. I know you gotta have like a huge tote or a backpack. But I like that anyways because I like to carry a ton of stuff with me. It's bad. I stuff it until
All your
it
markers?
breaks. Yeah. I have no control. It's okay. Ooh, Jackson is wondering, I picked up an Intuos Pro pretty cheap. How do they rate, or am I wasting my time with it? They're awesome.
Intuos Pros are great, but I would really, really recommend something where you don't have the what do you call it? The distance where you're drawing something, but it's
disconnect.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
disconnect. Thank you. The disconnect where you're drawing something and you don't see it happen on your pen right away. There's something about your mind juggling. It's almost like your mind has RAM, and it's a limited amount of RAM that you have. So the more issues you're juggling, like designing plus perspective plus color plus this. The Intuos Pro that isn't automatically drawing my line and it's going onto the computer screen rather than a surface, drawing surface that is. It's too much, and so I would say if concept art, illustration, or design is really your jam and that's your career path, or you're already a professional, really invest in a Cintiq, and you can find them on Craigslist pretty cheap, the older models.
Right. Yeah, the older ones are still good. I mean, they might not have the thousands and thousands and thousands of levels of pressure, but
Yeah.
they're still pretty good.
Like a 22-inch that's maybe used, maybe run you $700, $800, depending on the amount of use it's been through.
Right.
Some people are like, I just had like a kid and I don't have time to draw anymore, and so they'll just put it up there and it's still like in the box. I've seen.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw somebody was selling a 27, and I was like, I'm tempted.
Yeah, so big. And I feel similarly, although I do have an Intuos Pro, and I prefer it to lower quality Cintiq like lookalikes. Like I've said in chat a couple times, I have a Yanova, which is kind of similar to a Cintiq. It does the same thing, but it's just not the same brand, and the quality difference makes me want to use my Intuos because it's just so buttery. Even though I do have that disconnect of drawing on the table and looking at a screen. Yeah. But I'm also not doing such realistic drawing that it's that big of a roadblock.
I got you.
And I also do most of my line work traditionally, and then I'm just like coloring or painting with it. What's up, Yusuf? What's up, Yusuf? How are you? What just came out of my mouth? I don't know.
It's that time of day.
It is. It is time to do the giveaway, actually.
Yeah.
So you are correct. My mouth is trying to tell me. We're going to do the giveaway time now. We have these socks that we want to give to someone. Who wants them? Let us know in chat. Yeah, so you need to be logged in on Behance. be.net/live is the best place to be watching us. And it's super easy to log in. Takes a second. You could be the winner of these socks. All you need to do is be active in chat. We love seeing the hype. We love seeing the chat scrolling by so quick. Maybe we can ask them a question that they can answer.
What is your favorite mythological creature?
Didn't we do this?
Did we do this already?
I like it. I want to do it again.
Okay, I like it.
Cool. I was actually going to say Harpy is one of my favorites.
Harp time.
There you go.
Is now.
It's happening right now. Yeah, so Adobe will pick a random winner with some magical
right, we got a centaur, we got dragons.
Sock monster. Awesome.
Unicorn.
Nice. Honest politician.
Seeing some stuff in there.
Dryad.
Dryads are good. Underrepresented.
Hippogriff.
Also underrepresented.
Bigfoot. Wyvern. Nice. Dragons. I used to have an illustrated like anthology of all of the creatures that appeared in C.S. Lewis's like Chronicles of Narnia books.
That's awesome.
That's where I first learned about dryads and naiads. Oh, so lovely. Pegasus. Nine-tailed fox. Nice. Siraj. Nice. Domestic elf. Nice.
Are you going to give them the socks and free them?
Oh, that's great. You can have 2 socks to give to 2 different domestic elves. Fox and socks. Hobbit. All right, a name is being conjured out of the dark.
We got one.
Would you like
it
to read
is
it?
Barry Miller. Congratulations.
Woo, Barry.
You are now the happy owner of socks. Not these ones. We'll send you other ones.
Unless you want... No, just kidding. We won't give these to you. But Barry, congrats. Adobe Live will be in contact with you via your Behance messages, so keep on the lookout for those. And if you did not win the socks, do not be too distraught. We have another whole week of streams next week that you can always try your hand at. And we also have a challenge that we're running right now. We've got about 25 minutes to get your submissions in. We're challenging you to create an illustration based off of International Women's Day, which is today. And Jax is working on a lovely harpy. She's an international woman, I guess. And you can find more information about that in the challenge tab at be.net/live. Barry says thanks. Welcome.
Socks.
Dana, we're on her 5th monitor again. What's
Dana.
up, Dana?
Did you ever tell us what you do? That you have so many monitors?
Yeah, she said that she is the graphic design the graphic design team at our company.
Okay.
Just her.
You will need that many monitors.
She needs the same monitors that 5 people would need, because that's how many graphic designers should probably be there, right? She does the work of 5 people. Ooh, Jose, great question. Regarding concept art for games, in Jax's experience, is there something specific game studios look for when hiring illustrators or concept artists?
Can we sit you down at a desk, put a computer and a Cintiq in front of you, and then can you go?
Go!
Yeah, it's basically whenever you are applying somewhere, that's how they're imagining you. It's like, are you a good fit for a company? And so, of course, number one is work. And then number two is your personality. So, and then number three, which it could be number one depending like the type of company it is, if who referred you there.
Right. Yeah, I believe it's probably pretty important to have connections because there's so many talented artists. It's like, how do you pick one over the other? Have you found that referrals have been your most successful way of getting jobs, or cold calling has also worked?
Yeah, I have never gotten a gig from just picking up the phone or from submitting my portfolio online.
Wow.
It's always been through somebody I know. So the two rules that I say in my class, and I'm going to give them to you too, because they are just two good rules to live by, is do good work and, take care of one another. So don't be a jerk, be on time. If somebody's referred you, thank them, et cetera, because it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of world. So.
Right. Not looking at it as so much as competition, but like you are just all trying to do good work.
That's right. And I think artists as a community, in a general sort of blanket statement, we all want to help one another, so if somebody is a jerk, everyone will know. So they'll be like, man, so and so, they weren't cool. Did you see what happened at the meeting?
Yeah.
Like if you throw somebody under the bus or something, it's gonna get around. Or if you're like, so and so didn't treat somebody else well, it's people will find out. It's a very tiny community.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would agree. You don't want to be a bad name on somebody's lips. Like, never. That is not a good thing.
Now, if it's something like, I was standing up for what was right.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Do that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. But you only want someone to have good things to say about you. So you're just putting yourself in a bad position. If not. Coco is wondering more about color palettes, and you said mostly nature inspires you?
Yeah, nature and existing art, meaning like things that have happened already in art history. So we had looked at Jerome paintings earlier, and a lot of the fabulous characters that were being portrayed in those paintings. Those are the kinds of color palettes that I'm going to use in my own character design. When I bring that beast into color, I'm going to be using that same kind of color palette.
Nice.
So it's going to be interesting because it's like a dark fantasy sort of, it's a dark fantasy setting, but then I'm using a color palette and patterns from, art history and history itself.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's great. Great tip. I think it was Ash that was wondering, what's your favorite piece that you've made and why?
Oh, art-wise?
Sure.
I would have to say, that's hard.
So many good choices.
Wait, was the question a piece I've made or okay? I would probably say the black cloth that's back here. It's probably my favorite right now. And I know, as an artist, you'll always create something, and then a few days, I think there. Wait, am I petting him?
There he is.
How do I? There. Now I'm petting him.
He's uncomfortably close to me. Don't like it.
He's like, sorry. A really, really fun project to work on, and it was great seeing him come to life on screen.
Yeah, I'd love to see him actually moving around.
In my Behance portfolio, you'll see the video and stuff like that. It's on there.
Maybe
you guys want to poke in there?
Behance.net.
Yeah, the team did such a great job. Shout out to Super Evil. They did such a great job putting together 5v5 in such an amazingly short amount of time.
Oh yeah? I'm sure the deadlines are pretty brutal. Maybe it'll work. Maybe. Oh no. Oh, here we go. Y'all, check this out. There he is. Crawling around on his little fingers.
Yeah, so he goes down the lane and blows up the enemy turrets.
Dude, that's awesome. Let's see some more. Look at him, even his movement. Wow. Did you have any say in how he moved, or you just kind of provided his model?
No, I just did a design, just 2D design for it.
Yeah,
and
not
so,
the model.
Yeah, so everybody else did such a great job bringing it to life and all the just making him a real big boy.
He is such a big boy, a glowing big boy.
Yeah.
Wow. I love him. He's powerful.
Thanks.
OP.
Yeah.
Anybody in chat gonna go play, what is it, Vainglory?
Yes, Vainglory.
Very cool. I'm not a huge fan of MOBAs, mostly because my brain just does not handle them well, but they're awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot on screen. I'm more used to the 3v3 mode. It's much more manageable. And then like suddenly when you just add 2 more people and the map's like way bigger, I'm like, who do I help? I don't know.
Right. What lane am I taking?
Yeah. I'm usually playing roam. So it's good and it's bad. It's good because I can wander on the map wherever and no one's like, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
But it's also bad because people are like, I need help. I'm dying. And I'm like, dude, you're the bottom lane. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm just like, cheers. I can't do anything for you. I'm so sorry.
So you're actually playing with other people.
Yeah, you're playing with other people live. And
awesome.
This is really good. And there's no chat function. It's just little icons.
Oh.
And then there's a couple things you can say in the drop down window, like I need help, buy defense items, that sort of thing.
Right.
But you can't actually chat with people unless you get another app like Discord.
Gotcha. Yeah, you totally. That's so funny, the idea of having Discord or actually chatting for a mobile game. But that's the future, I feel like.
Yeah.
Man. Let's see. Some people said that they use. Oh, Grant plays it, but he's not very good. He says it's really fun, but it melts my phone.
Yeah, you have to definitely I joke that my iPad is my most expensive console that I own because I'm like, if I'm not drawing on it, I'm playing Vainglory.
Yeah.
Or Amazon shopping. But
there you go. I've played some really awesome games on the iPad that are like full-on MMORPGs.
yeah, technology is so crazy because this is like what, stronger than the PS2? Probably.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I love the PS2. It's my favorite console.
I had many a good times were had on the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Chat, what was your favorite PS2 game?
Let us know. I have so many. They were all RPGs. That's like my...
That's your jam? What were your favorites?
Yeah, so there's like Kingdom Hearts. That's not what I meant to say though. Final Fantasy X.
Mm-hmm.
Harvest Moon is my love. Klonoa. Very, almost like slightly childish in that more fanciful style games. Loved it.
As long as the game design was, as long as it's a fun game.
Heck yeah.
That's good.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Guitar Hero. Classic. Monster Hunter on PS2. Cool.
Heck yeah.
Dragon Quest 8. How about you? What was your favorite?
Man, I really like Spyro.
Oh, yeah. Even on PS1.
Yeah, that was such a fun game for me. And then there's a game called, I think it was actually on the PS1 as well, but I started playing it on the PC. It's called Draken, Drakn.
Yeah.
And it's basically Tomb Raider, but then you have an AI dragon. Let's look it up. It's laughable now.
Okay.
But I was like, this is awesome because it's like Tomb Raider Plus, and I love Tomb Raider. Playing that on the PC.
So you said Drakn?
Mm-hmm. Dragon. Order of the Flame.
Okay. Don't want to show this yet. It could be Order of the Flame.
Yeah, and then I think there's a second one. Yeah.
Wait a second. I feel like
Dragon
have seen
2, I think,
this.
was like Ancient Gates or something like that.
Oh.
But it's basically medieval Tomb Raider, and you have an AI dragon, and he's really grumpy, and you can call him to like
Yeah.
help you defeat orcs and stuff.
I remember playing this. I remember this little health thing in the corner.
So iconic.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And
That's
then
amazing.
and it was really funny because his name was Arok, and she'd be like, Arok, where are you? And he'd be flying around, and the AI is like really like janky for the time. It was great because I was like, wow, I can call my steed to me.
Yeah.
But if you're on a narrow platform, he couldn't land. And he'd be like, I can't land here.
You're like, sorry, jeez.
Yeah. Or he would land, and if you called him again, he'd be like, I'm right here.
So much attitude.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Love it. We had some Jax and Daxter. No, Jack and Daxter. Jax and Daxter. Sims. Sims was always awesome. I played that on PC, though. Final Fantasy. Totally. Sly Cooper. It's a good one.
Good.
All of these are good games. Ooh, we have some awesome submissions. I can't wait to show you.
Yeah. Is it that time?
Yeah, we could look through some,
Yeah,
actually.
let's take a look.
Cool. Let's jump on over to my computer. So this is the first round of submissions for International Women's Day. The challenge is not done yet. You can see below us you got 14 minutes left.
Okay.
This is just some inspiration. And I believe this is a previous winner. I think Thomas has won before.
I like
Super
the
cute.
patterns, yeah.
Yeah, that different pattern in every single little character. This all-encompassing hug. Really nice, Thomas. This is by Ryan. She's standing out with her cool pattern also.
In those shoes.
Really nice texture. Kind of over the whole thing. Looks like it was really painted in gouache or some sort of paint. I was going to say this looks like San Francisco, and then I see he's from San Francisco.
Yeah, it does. It does. The way the bus stop is styled and everything. It's great.
Nice job, Ryan.
Looks like paper.
This is by Christina. I believe if I refresh it, there might be a new one. Oh, maybe not. Nice, even mocked up on a little poster.
Cute.
We had an artist a couple weeks ago named Shauna X, and this kind of reminds me of her work. Very atmospheric and kind of funky. Nice job, Christina.
Very graphic.
This is by Subash. She's so excited to be a lady today.
Yeah, it's our day,
Good
guys.
day to be a lady. Nice job. Cool use of this scarlety color. Whoa.
Got some textures going on here.
Patrick, I believe you had a similarly kind of psychedelic style yesterday. Giving, caring, suffering, hated woman. It's deep. Lots of different stuff going on.
It almost looks like embroidery.
Yeah,
little bit.
totally. I wonder if you made these brushes.
Yeah, are they actual pieces of things?
Oh, yeah.
Taking pictures of them.
Patrick, let us know. There's even little images stamped in here. Wow, looks like I'm looking at a dream. So cool. This is by Claire. Women Can Fly. It might be too big. Oh no. They're breaking out of their box. They're like, see ya.
Love all the colors.
Yeah, and it was also monotone down here. They're like, no. We're
Can't hold us
fantastic.
in.
Very nice. Good job, Claire. This is by Coco Intolerant. Really pretty. I feel like her clothing replicates the petals of a flower.
Like a Georgia O'Keeffe kind of.
Totally. Yeah, and there's even the process of the painting and then the lines. And combined with some color.
Very cool.
Good job, Coco. This one is titled Medusa. Nice.
She's got some attitude in there.
This reminds me of the Wrinkle in Time movie that is coming out.
Yeah, I like how you combined yesterday's Legendary Monster and Women's Day today as well in the dual combo theme.
Yeah, and maybe you used a sketch for this. Let us know. Nice job, Steven. We've got one more to look at, and we'll, of course, look at more as they come in. This is by Pamela. Ooh, this is Tomo Gozen, female samurai.
Nice.
Decided to create an artwork to celebrate International Women's Day. One of my favorite women in history is Tomo Gozen, one of the few female samurai in Japanese history. Check it out. Ooh, so there's a sketch even.
Very cool. I love you guys showing your process.
I like this step. It's very simple and flat here with this horde over here, and then the added textures. Really nice and finishes it up.
Yeah, it really brings it together. Very
Ooh,
cool.
Even more in the sky. And you kind of made this a full project. You showed your work, told the story. Nice job, Pamela. So I'll kind of curate down this list, and when the deadline hits, which is in 10 minutes, everyone, we'll look at more, and Jax will have to pick a challenge winner.
Okay. All right, 10 minutes, guys. Looking forward to seeing more of your work. I will. So oftentimes, bringing this back to the illustration here, what I am up to is I sketched a little bit more in each of these layers. I'm sort of refining my design and working out her feather patterns and where the feathers start and where they end. It may not be super apparent in my sketch, but some of these are just little mental post-it notes for myself of what I'm going to be doing in the next step. I also want to have a bit of storytelling in there, so I know what kind of harpy is she. She's sort of hanging out, and I want her to sort of. There was a National Geographic image that I saw of some. I think they were like chickadees. It's a type of songbird, but they were picking off maybe recently killed deer or something. They're sitting on the antlers, but they're picking off some of the proteins from the antlers and stuff like that. And so songbirds have to get their minerals and their vitamins from other places because sometimes, like the berries that they're eating or seeds, aren't always.
It's like being a vegetarian.
Yeah, they're not always nutritious, so they have to find all these other places to get their nutrients. And so, with that in mind, a little songbird, and she's sort of based on this very colorful, cute, non-threatening Mexican bird. I wanted her perched on a Cyclops skull.
Ooh.
So this is what I have sketched down here at the bottom. But I want to work on her face more because as if you guys were tuning in the other two sessions, I was talking about how when you're designing a character, a face is where we look to first to understand, is this friend or is this foe?
Right.
Is this somebody I need to run from, or is this somebody I can ask for quest help?
Yes. Is this an NPC or an enemy?
So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to start a new document and just sort of lay out her face and how I want the design of that to be. And so sometimes I'll do these call outs of the face where I'm sketching maybe a bust of a character as you saw with the beast yesterday, and then I'll go back and then attack my more illustrative piece.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. And I see you even have some reference of a skull over here that kind of helped you block that in for now.
That's right. That's right. So I'm looking at a primate skull over here on my computer. So like I said, I'm just going to pop in a new document, and in this new document, I'm going to work on her face just a little bit so I can get that settled before going back into the illustrative step.
Cool. I'm excited to see how you do this. And you're just going to start from scratch.
Yeah, I'm just going to start from scratch, and I'm just sort of taking her face from a head-on view. And I'm only going to draw half because... correct me if I'm wrong, there's not a symmetry option. Yeah, not at the moment, symmetry thing in here. So I think Kyle showed in Photoshop, you're able to do symmetry.
Right. Really cool little tool. Jose is full of great questions. He's wondering, do you have a strongest and weakest skill as an artist?
Strongest skill, I would say, is storytelling with characters. And then weakest skill, I would say, is maybe taking the time to hand paint everything. Because in production, we don't have too much time for that. So it's not a very useful skill. Where a lot of times we're laying down the form, where the light's coming from, and then using a lot of photo textures to get across the texture of either the armor or the scales, whatever it is that you're drawing. And so I don't spend too much time in my work, meaning my commercial work, just artisanally creating and hand painting. Rendering. That's not what I spend a lot of my time doing, so it's not a very strong skill in terms of speed.
And gotcha, because I was gonna say it's clear that you can paint.
I can do it. It's just it would take me probably a very long time to get to like a photoreal. And why sit and paint something photoreal in a commercial pipeline when you can just grab the photo, right?
Right, exactly. Unless that's what they need.
Exactly.
Why waste your time? And Chad, I want to turn that question around to you. What do you think your strongest and weakest points are as an artist? Let us know. I think I get discombobulated a little bit in my organization in general. So that could be, I have a hard time going from like a complete sketch to then the next to the next. I kind of like to work on it all at once, which can be confusing. My values can get a little muddy sometimes, so can my colors.
I hear you.
So just having a little more patience. But I also think it might be an asset where I can make these leaps and bounds that maybe some other people wouldn't think to make, because I am kind of working on everything at once and being a little more experimental. Suraj says, I'm lazy. That's
But that you can change that.
you can use that as an asset and be a quick worker. Tom says, stubbornness is a strength, right? Could be.
Yeah, it just use your strengths, know your weaknesses, and where. And also it just depends on the project. Like if your skill set is appropriate for it.
True. Very true.
Like if someone's like, sit down and paint the still life, I'd be like, I don't want to.
Why? Too much time.
Like, yeah, not my jam so much, but if it's like, okay, draw these female warriors. All right, yeah, cool.
Sure. A lot of people are saying they're good at composition, but bad or less strong in more of the technical skills, like the actual drawing or the human proportions. So they can see it, they can see why things are a good design, and they could probably lay out a good graphic design because they know composition well, but those nitty-gritty skills that you just have to kind of bang out over your whole lifetime.
Yeah. And I think we were saying yesterday, focus repetition over time equals skill.
Oh, write that down. It's in the notes. It's on the test.
Yeah, there'll be a quiz.
Right. Yeah, there is just a couple minutes left. Thank you, Val. 3 minutes to be exact.
Yeah, we're in the red.
I know, it's kind of scary. It's like very, watch out,
so fast.
Alarm. So get your challenge submissions in, everybody. We've got 3 minutes, and this is the last stream of the week, of the day. So even if you're thinking that you might get it done and you'll submit it right at the buzzer, you should probably just get started submitting now, because we don't want to miss it.
Time management, that's a skill.
Ooh, it totally is. Yeah, that was actually something I was very good at, especially in college. Like being able to look at a project I was assigned and be like, that'll take me an hour.
Oh,
and like,
that's nice. Oh, time management of yourself. That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Right. And being able to organize my pace and like be like, I have to move on to the next step now. I can't spend any more time here. And that's okay.
Yeah, calling it done is always hard.
Oh yeah.
Because
skill.
Art is like, it doesn't, obviously it's due when it's due. So like get your things in 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Yes.
But, you can always work on it later and like knowing when to stop. Put the pencils down.
You just keep noodling and
noodling.
It's like, no, don't do that. Yeah, Tim, time flies. Agreed. Ooh, look at you. So what did you just do?
Oh, so I went to, since there's no symmetry in this program yet, went to transform and I went to flip horizontal. And then after I do that, I can, obviously my line wasn't straight that I did this on, but I can start working out the face here. So what I'm doing is I'm just seeing like where everything is, right? And so now I can merge down. So now this is one single layer, and then obviously I can go back in here and then correct some of the stuff that's happening.
Gotcha.
That I don't want to happen.
Yeah, it's a very wide nose.
Yeah.
It could work though. She's a mythical creature.
That's right. So, yeah. I want it wide up here, but then I think I want it more tapered and bird-like.
Yeah, bird-like. That'll be cool. People are saying Voldemort. Voldemort's so sad and pretty.
Sad and pretty. Oh god. You guys made me select the pen instead of the eraser.
Oh no.
I was laughing.
Oh. That's awesome.
Voldemort's just sad and pretty, so he's an Adele song.
Yeah. There you go. Breaks your heart every time. And kills your parents.
Oh my god.
Maybe. Who knows? Jose says that he can compose images quickly, but he doesn't know when to stop when working on an image. Just talking about that. Totally
That's
true. Right. Coco says he's got that magical glow up. Voldemort's so glowy. He's got that highlighter.
Tips and tricks.
Hello, it's me. Don't say my name.
But I want him singing to his wand.
Yes, definitely. Some little magic coming out of there. Be awesome. So many submissions coming in right at the buzzer. 3, 2, 1. That's the deadline, everybody. So hopefully you get your submissions in for International Women's Day. I'll get these all open.
Okay, I'll let you organize.
Yeah, do your thing. I'll let you know when we're ready
Yeah.
to take a peek at a few, and hopefully we can give some feedback and review a little bit. I love seeing the same names pop up multiple times for submissions, seeing people's different projects and watching them get better over time. It's awesome.
We need I think there's an app for the buzzer sound.
Yes.
Ear.
Or that wah, 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 wah.
Yeah,
That'd be great. I'd prefer that.
I'm down. Some 90s in there.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, Eric, yeah, we got your submission. I'm excited to show it. You didn't get a chance to do shading, so it is unfinished. That's all right, my friend.
Hey, line art. That's good quality stuff.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, she's got some freckies.
Yeah, some little proto feathers going on.
Proto feathers. Tell us more.
So then they'll go into like little quills, like, and then go into her hair, right? Her hair
Yeah.
feathers.
Her head feathers.
Head feather. Owls are so amazing.
Oh.
I was inspired by their heart-shaped face. And their feathers are actually, when sound hits them, it directs it into their ears.
Whoa.
Yeah, and their ears are not evenly placed in their head. So they
Really?
can. It's basically a Bose sound system, but in their head. And reverse, so receiving system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bose was like, let's do that. That makes a
That
good one.
3D sound.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Vincent, we got your submission. No worries. I love her. I love seeing her front, like, full on, too, so I can kind of understand more
Yeah.
how she looks.
So with this app, you're not getting the same amount of pressure sensitivity that maybe you're used to in a Cintiq. And so I'm just having to approach this just a little bit differently than I would on my Cintiq.
You have to be a little more final with your lines.
I have to sort of handle them in like a broad sense rather than fine line detail.
Gotcha. I see. Voodoo says, I bet Drake sounds awesome in an owl stereo. Maybe. Or maybe they hate it so much.
Thank you, Voodoo Val. Loving your insights.
Always the best. All right, would you like to take a peek at some of these submissions?
Yes, please.
So these are the final round of submissions, and if I missed any, we'll look at them in just a second.
So you curated them down?
So these are the final
Submission,
submissions that we
and then
haven't
we'll
even
curate.
seen yet. Yes,
Got it.
Totally. So this is Prime. She's so cool. She reminds me of Steven Universe.
I can see
Garnet.
that.
And I really appreciate, it looks like they used kind of a squared up brush and just really laid down all these values. Nice job. And I was thinking, well, actually we can do that when we curate. We can do some critiquing. This looks like Diva.
Yes, some Overwatch in there.
She's got a nice little booty down here. Boom. Does it say nerf this?
Nerf this.
That's awesome. Cool, Vincent. Love it. I like this abstract in the background. It gives a little bit of context for the whole thing. It's by Siraj.
Is that a lute?
Wow. Yeah, what instrument is this? Huge lute with some sort of counterbalance. Wherever women are given their due respect, even the deities like to reside there, and where they are not respected, all actions remain unfruitful. Awesome. And I love the limited color palette of this.
Yeah. Brings out the nice, elegant line work.
Really nice, Siraj. This is a Virginia Woolf. For most of history, Anonymous was a woman. Wow. I've never heard that quote.
It's a good quote, though.
Yeah. I really like that. She looks so forlorn, which is how we all know Virginia Woolf to be. Really nice. And it looks like that you used a mobile app to paint and draw. So
Yeah.
love that.
Thanks for drawing with us.
Empower women, empower women. Oh, empowered women, empower women.
It's true. It's true. I like the paper bag texture that you used.
Yeah.
Like, very graphic.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like
It came together real nicely.
graffiti. It has a definite feel, emotion to it.
And then almost like a marker chisel point marker.
Yeah, like this could be a protest sign.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice job. Got this by Lauren. Let's see the whole thing. Oh, little babe in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably another little lady too.
Lady in the making.
Yeah. Really nice. Very zen.
It's another graphic one.
Mm-hmm. Simple with these cool cloud graphics in the background. Nice job, Lauren. Oh, here's the same one again. This is by Christopher. Little Sailor Moon
Sailor
action.
Moon, yeah.
Is this Sailor Mars?
I think so.
Maybe. The red one, that would make sense. And then a little bit of a process video down here. Shows the sketch. Love
Very
seeing
cool.
the process. Then the finished up line work. Laying down colors.
That's great. Yeah, that's what I really like about this program. It's no mystery of like, hey, what are they doing? It's always like, it's like Camtasia is always on.
Mm-hmm. So cool. Nice job, Christopher. And we've got one more to look at. I believe this is Jan Eriks in the style of that anime artist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Reiji Matsumoto.
That's right.
So classic with these kind of fluttery eyelashes, big eyes.
Watercolory
Mm-hmm.
look.
Yeah, really nice job. And if I missed any ones, I'll get them open in just a second and I'll curate down the list. Jax will have to pick a winner in probably like 10 minutes.
It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna keep sketching here and then I'll let you do your thing.
Cool. Try not to think about having to pick a winner too much.
No, thank you all for participating and hanging out with us, especially those of us who are supposed to be in bed.
Heck yeah. I mean, should I say thank you for this? I don't know. I'm wondering what she's thinking.
Food. Snack.
She need protein from bones.
Yes.
Give me now. What would her voice sound
Vitamins.
like? Russian
kind of
accent?
screechy probably.
Ooh,
but
probably.
yeah, Russian sounds good. They're always
Screechy Russian.
little salty.
It's awesome.
She's a tough chick, pun intended.
Yeah, not a chick no more. She's been hatched. She's doing just fine.
Out of
What's
the
up,
nest.
Wilmer? Yeah. Oh yeah, I think Daniel was saying that the Virginia Woolf looked Victorian. I totally agree. Beautiful. So many beautiful options.
Yeah, you guys are making my job hard.
Very difficult. Cool. I think we looked at them all. Awesome. Oh, Christopher, so it was Sailor Mars. She's his fave, always gets stuff done.
It's true.
Yeah, she doesn't feel like she has to smile when she's not happy. She's just herself. Okay, so you're gonna duplicate it and transform it again.
So I just erased the other side because I didn't need it. I just needed to finagle the measurements of the face. So then I'm going to duplicate this layer. And then you can see it doubled it just right on top. It's almost like a Control J.
Right.
And then I'm going to transform, flip horizontal, and then scoot this over. About right here.
Nice. There you go. It's done.
Yeah. So then there's our front view. And I'm going to merge this down. Merge down. And I could see this being like a great way to just get through iterations very fast. And then so I could have 4 different kinds of faces, just each slightly different with some different markings on there. So that's a great concept art workflow for mobile.
Very nice. Yeah, I love that idea yesterday where you can just quickly boom, 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 all your layers, transform them, throw some colors underneath.
Right, so yeah, maybe I'll show you guys that. So I'll just duplicate this again. And then I'll scoot this over.
Gotcha. So you have to go into the transform option. It's like selecting the transform tool in Photoshop.
That's right. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down the opacity a little bit and then do a new iteration of her face. That could just be another option. So were I doing this for a project, then the art director could come and say, oh, I like this face a little bit more. It's a little softer, a little cuter, or whatever it is that I draw.
Right. Very cool. Coco's wondering, do you have any tips for drawing the same character but with different perspectives? How do you keep them looking cohesive?
Oh, sometimes it's helpful to have an actual object in front of you. So for example, if you are I think for the very first day I did a demonstration on this sort of raptor dragon character.
Right.
You could just get like a toy, like they make a lot of scientific toys or skulls in there, and you can just look at it and light it from different points of view. And as artists that probably started with traditional media, we probably have those kneaded erasers around. And so like if you want to add like, oh, what would it look like if I put a horn like right here? Sometimes I use a kneaded eraser and I'll put it like on a small skull or toy or something to represent the shape that I want. So it's almost like modeling clay that you always have with you. So that's always one way to do it. And then another way to do it is if you learn SketchUp or something, you can make a 3D model, and in production oftentimes we do a lot of paintovers on 3D models just to speed it up. So you maybe, if you're always doing like maybe a series of female characters, have different kind of female character body types.
Gotcha.
And you can basically paper doll them all the time. And there are apps for that too. I think Handy, and then Sketch Pose. I think there's a FE and an ME for the female and the male.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that's Android and iOS.
Very cool. And we even have something similar in Adobe. I'm not sure if it's Fuse. Maybe Adobe Live can let me know. Where you can download 3D models, pose them, light them in different ways, and use them as a reference.
There you go. Adobe Live helps out.
Boom, boom. So what's going to be different about this face? Do you have any ideas?
This face, I'm going to make her eyes maybe a little bit sweeter. In this one, she's all kind of rough and tumble in this first one, maybe like a warrior type, and then this one I'm going to make her a little bit more demure and ladylike in this one.
So probably the eyebrows might be a little bit different.
Yeah, so definitely in the eyebrows a little bit sweeter, and then her face shape and her cheekbones maybe not quite as angular.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, Adobe Dimension. Thank you, Hector.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Adobe Dimension.
Munir is thanking Gus and the entire team for bringing us great designers. Yes, Adobe Live. Thank you for bringing Jax.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been awesome. We love seeing all the new guests that we have every week. Learn so much from them. And thank you to all of our moderators that have been here all week. Tim, Adobe Live, Voodoo Val. Jan Erik's here all the time. So thank you, Jan Erik, for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, if you're a moderator, say something in chat so we can thank you.
Yeah, Lindsay asked if I had any tutorials out there. I do have some tutorials. I think Kathleen had shown us on my website, and it's very limited right now. I haven't uploaded more things, but you can catch me on Twitch as well, and I do demos on there. And sometimes if you pop in on the chat or whatever and you show me some stuff, we can critique it.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so hang out with me. I'll put up the schedule too. So just follow me on Twitter. Or Instagram, and I'll put up a new schedule of when I used to do it. I used to do it on every Wednesday or every other Wednesday last year, but this year has been a bit hairy, so have not gotten to doing too much Twitch.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'll start it up again, so stay tuned, Lindsay. Thank you.
Yay, yes, everyone, seriously, go follow. Is your username just Jax Jocson?
That's right, just my name, Jax Jocson, for everything. No space.
Cool, so twitch.tv/Jax Jocson.
That's right.
Go give her a follow or subscribe or whatever they call it on Twitch. I forget.
I think you're right.
Yeah, one of those things.
One of those. They'll figure it out. You guys go to school.
You guys go to school, right? You're at school right now, right? Cool. So once you get done kind of designing this more demure version, we can look at all of these options. But take your time.
Okay.
Got a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, not too much time. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I know we're all speed sketching on here.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm so impressed by you all in chat that got these submissions done in an hour and a half. It's really amazing. We used to have an even longer deadline, and we've shortened it, and you were all just cranking them out like bosses. Oh, David, it's Fuse CC that's in beta. Yep. Thank you, David. I knew it was Fuse. I just knew it. Good night, Hafid. He's going to go to bed.
Bye.
See you
Thanks
later.
for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for your awesome submissions this week. They have been grand.
Duplicate that again. Let me transform. Flip horizontal. I'm going to move that.
And it seems like the second time around you're much more confident in her form.
Yeah, I wanted to, like, since it's just a small alteration, we're not changing too much about the base of the creature or the character.
Right.
Then it's going to go a little bit faster. So.
She's got some nice, elegant, sleek hair.
Yeah, so she's got wider eyes, sleeker hair on this one, maybe a little bit of a Princess Ruto for you Zelda fans out there.
Nice.
Whereas this one, she's a little bit more hard-edged and has a more of a wild look to her.
Wild. Yeah. She's a wildling. Get your buttery paws up.
That's right.
Buttery claws.
Butter paws. Remember, guys, butter paws. One word, all lowercase.
Yes. I'll get you some nice buttery brushes.
Yeah. So you want to take a look at
Heck yeah, I'd love to.
some of the submissions here? Are you guys
Right.
working hard over there?
Yeah, so these are the top options for International Women's Day for the stream, and I'm hoping we can give maybe a little bit of feedback, like something that's really strong, and then something to maybe work on for next time. This is by Ryan, and he told us in chat that he loves to do composition and is strong at it, but he's not as confident in his drawing skills.
Oh, okay. So mostly you're probably using a lot of shape tools
I'm sure, yeah.
and lasso. Oh, so I really like the graphic quality of this image, and I believe this is a square composition, yes? And so in terms of composition, I would, like, depending on the message that you want to say, maybe next time that you do something like this, make what's supposed to stand out the most on one of the rules of thirds.
Maybe down here
Yeah.
or up there.
She's very close right now to the, like, the 50-50-50 mark.
Yep.
And so is the bus stop. So
Gotcha.
I would just say watch out for that. But
Yeah.
love it. In this short amount of time, you guys are creating amazing stuff.
Yes, nice job. Ryan. Got this by Coco.
Yeah.
Lady.
Love the textures, and the composition and just the concept in general. It's good. I really would want her to stand out maybe a little bit more. So just like throw on a quick curves layer. So then maybe her body stands out a little more, because right now she's also a little purple.
Right, yeah, and if you squint your eyes, you're not really sure what to look at. The values might be mixing a bit. My eyes go straight to the shirt, because they're right next to this blue and right next to this kind of purpley gray. Nice job, Coco. We've got, what was her name? Tomo Gozen, female samurai, and she showed her whole process.
Yeah, that was a real treat, so thank you for putting that up there.
Heck yeah. Even the little detailing in this horde back here.
Yeah, the graphic, clean quality of your illustrations is very, very pro already.
Yeah.
Maybe just some, you already have some almost cell shading on the side of her as her form is turning, right? So maybe just like a thicker, darker line on that side.
Gotcha.
Just to make the form just a little bit more round and make her stand out from the hill. Just a tiny bit more, but do see a light line there. So if you just put dark against the light, it'll really pop.
Yeah, nice job, Pamela.
Thanks, Pamela.
We've got Prime here.
Oh, so this one's just really fun
Yeah.
and very playful. But same thing, like maybe just a quick outline on your character, and it would pop against the background.
Right, it would add a more finished quality to this, just that little tiny.
Well, you have it on Prime. The actual word has a what do you call that?
A drop shadow?
Yeah, almost like a drop shadow on it. So if you did the same thing to your character, I think it would be a lot more successful. It's good.
And I like the addition of some sort of texture in the background, but I think you could take it even further, like put her on a forest floor with some vines or of some sort. Nice. It's Virginia Woolf.
Yeah,
Very melancholy.
but it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love maybe an additional texture to pop her either out from the background, like if the texture was, if the background was textured or if she was textured.
Gotcha.
But I like the simplistic quality that you have with it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this strokiness in the background might be distracting me a little bit from the main event, which is Virginia.
Yeah, or it could even be cropped.
Yeah, right.
That would be a simpler solution.
Definitely. Good job. And we've got this one, Empowered Women, Empower Women.
Love the message. Really good work. And it's already very polished. The only maybe suggestion that I could make to make this read a little bit easier on the eyes is you had mentioned earlier maybe this could be like a protest sign or something like that. So if the word spacing, like the kerning, was a little bit neater, or if it was with a blocked font, we would be able to, the audience would be able to read it from far away were you in a crowd of people with this on a sign.
Yeah, if that's the end goal, then I would totally agree. But as just a piece of fine art that you might see on a museum wall, this is pretty cool, or like in a sketchbook. So nice. Those are the top options for International Women's Day during
Very
Jax's
cool.
stream. Any
Thank
thoughts?
you guys.
Yes.
Oh, this is very difficult. This is very difficult. I think I'm gonna have to go with the poster, with this one.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the message in it is very strong, and I love the graphic quality of the characters in there and the light bulb faces.
Yeah.
And it really brings the message, I think, of like, you know, of us as women helping one another and, you know, becoming stronger together.
Definitely a lot of symbolism, but just a great composition as well. This triangular, very dynamic, and shows an innate hierarchy, like a top and a bottom. So very good job. You are the proud owner of a free year of CC.
Yes, thank you so much for your submission.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you all for allowing us to share your work here live on Adobe. We love giving a little bit of feedback, being inspired by you. I'm definitely inspired by all of this. And we have about 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left of this entire stream?
Of the entire stream. So we got to do this. Maybe you can talk about what you did the last couple days.
Oh, yeah,
too.
sure.
Awesome.
Okay, so maybe for those of you that are just joining us, what I have been working on is I am showing different ways that this product, the Adobe Sketch app, can be used in concept art. These are some just quick iterations that I made using the duplicate layer. You can go here, you can duplicate a layer, and then you can also merge layers, and then you can transform a layer. And you can see it's just, I drew one side of the head and then I flipped it and arranged it so then I have a full face on a frontal view. And this is the same character, I'm just playing around with the feeling of the character because in concept art you're all about exploring different kinds of options. So on the left I have sort of a more tough girl look.
Wild.
Yeah, more wild. And then on the right, sort of a sweeter, she's like an indoor harpy.
Oh, she lives in a cage.
Yeah, she's an
Very
indoor
plush.
harpy. I mentioned Princess Naruto as kind of the inspiration for that.
Totally.
So, you know, she does have some sharper tufts of feathers here, but she has softer features overall.
Right.
So, let's see. This was my sketch that I did earlier. And so I was working on the face to get a better understanding of the character. Since this is mobile and on the go, like all my layers, once I move this into Photoshop, will be saved. So I can sort of combine the two projects later. You know, I can definitely see myself using this when I'm out and about, and then when I get home, I'll be able to put it together the same way that I showed the beast.
I was going to say, that sounds like what you did for the beast.
Exactly. Can we
Yeah,
flip
totally.
over the computer? And so this was the more refined version of the beast from yesterday that we made. And then mostly yesterday, again, we're in character design, a lot of times we're concentrating on the face, and so I spent most of the time using the Adobe Sketch app to edit the face and get that feeling in there. And then when I brought it in here into Photoshop, I used the exact same brushes and went in here and added more costuming and finished up his body.
Right. And the first day was kind of just an introduction to using Photoshop Sketch with concept art. Chat, if you want to follow Jax online, it's just her name.
Yep. Jax Jocson. I kept it real easy for you guys. That's Jax Jocson. And remember, as a treat for you guys, thank you for watching. Butterpaws, all lowercase, and that's paws, like paws on a beast. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me, Kathleen.
Of course. It was a pleasure. For real. And if you want to go follow Jax for more live streaming on Twitch, you can do so. Hopefully, this will be an incentive for her to get on there. And follow her on social to find more information about those brushes. Thank you all for joining us for Adobe Live this week. It's been a super successful and exciting week, always is when illustration is involved. Next week we have Adobe XD as kind of the focus, so we're going to be doing prototyping, UI, UX, all this kind of design thinking will be going on. So make sure you're back here Tuesday, 9 to 5 p.m., and we'll be streaming until Thursday. Everyone, have a great weekend. Watch our replays on CC, the YouTube channel, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
See you out there. Keep drawing.
Yes. Bye.